day out at the Aviva Stadium is the prize on offer for the winners of the semi-finals in the FAI Junior Cup. Later, we'll see the best of the action from Sheriff IC and Janesboro FC. But first, we're here in the Midlands as St Peter's, who were beaten finalists in 2009, face 2011 winners Pike Rovers here in Tullamore. Now, let's get the views from both camps.
It's massive, not just for the players but for the club. The people of Athlone. It's a major tournament, and I suppose we started a long time ago. We've been on the road for every round, bar this round here. So yeah, it's a massive motivation for the players.
How does the underdogs tag sit with you?
Yeah, well, in fairness, we're a small club from Athlone, and in fairness to Pike, they have a great tradition and a great history. But again, we're underdogs, we just deal with that.
I went up to see them there a couple of Thursdays ago, and I think they won 4 or 5-1. So they've had some good wins in this. They went away to Evergreen and they won. They went away, won on penalties to Westport. So they obviously have a little bit about them. And look, we'll see what happens. I'm nervous, but I'm expecting a big performance from my lads. You know what I mean? And I think it's good that the lads are nervous as well, a small bit. But I heard you asking the other gentleman there about being the favourites and all that. But it really doesn't matter. It's 90 minutes here, and hopefully we can push it home and get back there, because as you say, 2011 since we played there.
I'm joined now by pundit Alan Cawley. Alan, Pike Rovers, they're second favourites to win the tournament this season. They've scored 8 goals without reply in the last 2 rounds. They'll be confident ahead of this time.
Yeah, extremely confident, and why wouldn't it be when you just read out the stats like that, Ger? To be fair, the last couple of rounds they've been excellent, obviously scoring plenty of goals, and they've only conceded 2 goals on the whole route to the semi-final as well, so they've a really good defensive record as well. So you can see just the task that faces St Peter's here tonight, but they have home advantage as such, kind of not obviously in Athlone in Tullamore, but they do have home advantage, and they'll try and make that count for what it's worth tonight. It's tricky conditions as well, as you can see. It's not the greatest nights for cup football, but that could play into their favour as well. It might be a leveller for them, but you would have to fancy Pike Rovers considering the form in the competition so far.
Now, Peters, they are the underdogs, but they've plenty of League of Ireland experience in their side.
They do, that young lad in Colos with Longford, and obviously Noel McGee as well up front as well, and they'll be looking for him. He has a lot of experience, and they'll be looking for him to score the goals. He scored a few in the competition so far, so they'll be looking towards them players. But I think it's probably about the team tonight, and once they impose themselves as best they can on Pike Rovers and try and get that result that they're after. Obviously there's such a carrot dangling in front of both of these teams with the opportunity of playing in the Aviva, as we all know, so it's a huge incentive for them. But as I say, cup football, as we keep saying in this competition, it's all about on the night, and hopefully the best team will come through.
Now, Pike are without their captain Wayne Colbert. How big a factor will that be?
I think it will be a big factor, because you don't want to go into a semi-final without your captain. Wayne has obviously huge experience as well, played for Limerick in the League of Ireland, so he has a lot of experience. But Pat Mullins will step in as the captain, and I'm sure he'll deputise fine. Wayne is a loss in midfield as well. He's a combative character, I know from playing against him myself over the years, so they will miss him, but I'm sure they have enough quality that they'll fancy their chances of getting through tonight.
Thanks, Alan. Now joining Alan in the commentary box is Bernard O'Toole.
Well, St Peter's may be the surprise package of the semi-finals, but they beat former winners Westport United en route to today. And indeed, speaking of wins, a narrow win over River Valley Rangers last time out with a goal from Noel McGee. 23 goals from the striker this season. He is their go-to man up front, and 5 of this 11 have League of Ireland experience. Well, Pike's win over Glengad last time out came at a cost. Captain Wayne Colbert sent off in that game. He misses out today, so Jason Mullins starts, and Pat Mullins will wear the armband today. This Pike side only conceded 2 goals in their 7 Junior Cup matches so far. "90 minutes and possibly more will separate the two sides." Well defended from the left full-back position by Edward O'Donovan. 2 brothers in this team today for Pike Rovers. Pike in their traditional green and white hoops. The home side changing their colours. Pike Rovers, of course, looking for 5 trophies this season. Former winners back in 2011. Never won an FAI Junior Cup final, however, at the Aviva Stadium. Donovan just couldn't find his man. As ever, McGee, the target, down through the centre. Comes back now to O'Donovan. That's a good ball, and Scullion involved with the last-ditch challenge. calls for a free kick, and they're going to get one now. The referee's called it back. He looked for a second to play advantage. It wasn't coming, and that was good refereeing. It's going to be a free kick in a good area now. Good call. Free kick, Pike Rovers. It's of course a Pike Rovers side who have scored 8 goals in their last 2 games, and the goalkeeper parries it away. Not under a huge amount of pressure, but taking no risk whatsoever on that occasion was Keith Hines. Slick ball. Clearance, not a good one. The goal kick, should I say, not a good one. McGee, we all know what he can do from here. McGee! Saved by the goalkeeper, he spilled it out though, and it's knocked behind for the corner kick. Well, with 23 goals this season, the former Athlone town player was flagged up pre-kickoff as a danger man, and showing exactly his worth there. An almost elite goal.
Excellent strike from McGee, Bernard, as you say, and a good save from Gary Neville in the goals, but it came from a poor kick out from him. It dropped to McGee, and he caught it lovely, and it was a great strike, but a good save.
Further wide of the goalkeeper, and it would have been 1-0. And generally 1 goal and 1-0 is good enough in this cup run for Peters. Headed away at the near post. Back out to McGee again, takes his time before lining it up towards the far post, and there was options arriving and almost headed home from Mark McConnell. 2
again,
quick chances in quick succession.
Dangerous ball into the box, and again it's that man McGee involved. Really decent strike, more cross come shot that one, Bernard, but you can see why he scored so many goals this season. Real dangerous player, real eye for a goal. Any chance he gets, he's looking to get a strike off. I think it's snow now, the conditions are horrendous. I feel for the players because it's really difficult, but this is the hand they've been dealt if you want to play in the Aviva Stadium.
Alan Cawley with that latest weather report. With more from Alan as the match continues.
I think it's gusting from left to right now at this stage. Look at that.
Yeah. Martin King out of a job. Was well played on that occasion by McCann.
Excellent play in midfield by McGann. McGann is very good on the ball.
Hanrahan. And he was just getting into a good position. That is going to be the first booking of the game. Nice bit of trickery by Hanrahan, who has been a real bright spark in this half for Pike Rovers. And a round of applause from both sets of supporters for Hanrahan. Never nice to see a player leave the field of play on a stretcher. It looks in this second half like the conditions, well, they certainly have got worse.
Oh, they've deteriorated something unbelievable, Bernard. The first half was bad, but this is really, really dreadful conditions. And as I said in the first half, you feel for the players because probably some of their biggest night of their lives, biggest games of their life, with an opportunity to play in the Aviva Stadium, and this is the conditions and the hand they're dealt. It's really, really disappointing for them.
Awful conditions, really, really poor for both sets of players and also supporters. Big occasion, FAI Junior Cup Semi-Final, the Aviva Stadium beckoning for the winners, the eventual winners. Not exactly conditions you would associate with early April.
You wouldn't even associate these with middle of December, never mind early April.
It's safe to say Alan Cawley not entirely happy with the conditions. If he can switch off the sleet come snow. Well, the referee Conor Byrne just consulting with his officials. The weather really has got bad, and I suppose the big issue now, Alan, is if they can see the lines. And
that's the question, Bernard. How can they when it's actually snow is so strong and it's they really are struggling. The referees, he's having a word with the fourth official, but they are struggling. They're having a word with the manager now, and it's really, really difficult. And this is borderline abandonment, definitely.
Well, they are coming across because what was some sleet in the first half has really turned to nasty conditions. Safety an issue now, and also visibility. So that is that match abandoned, and well, you can see why. The conditions absolutely terrible, and so we're no closer to knowing which one of these two sides will go forward to the FAI Junior Cup final. We'll have to do it all again to find out if it is St. Peter's or Pike Rovers who'll advance to the FAI Junior Cup final.
Difficult. First half wasn't too bad, you know, the conditions were a bit soggy underfoot, but once it started snowing it became very difficult, and I think the ref in the end made the right call.
The reality is that it was starting to get dangerous. Underfoot conditions were getting very wet, very slippy, and the players' safety was paramount in the decision. Plus, as you can see, visually it was getting difficult to see my assistants on both sides. It was getting difficult to see the markings on the pitch, and with so much at stake, nobody wanted to make any mistakes that would lead to wrong decisions being made or players being hurt. So after consulting both managers and my fourth official, we all decided that was the best course of action.
So as you can see, conditions have worsened here in Tullamore and the match has been abandoned. I'm joined now by our pundit Alan Cawley. Alan, the match abandoned, was it the right call?
100%, Jerry. Yeah, Conor Byrne, the referee, made the right call. You can see the conditions deteriorated rapidly really over the half-time break. They were pretty bad in the first half, but when we came out for the second half, they were really, really dreadful. And the players had no chance whatsoever of giving themselves the best opportunity of advancing to the final. And I think that was key. Obviously, player safety is number one. But secondly, I think he got it right in terms of giving the players that best opportunity, as I say, of making the final in the Aviva Stadium. So I think he consulted both managers, and I think they agreed on it as well. And he 100% got the call right. So we'll have to do it all over again.
We will indeed. Thanks, Alan. So after the break, we'll see the second semi-final between Sheriff YC and Janesboro FC.